bedtime stories, basically, and just read Animal Farm in like a night, just one night. I think maybe finish it off the next morning.
It is one that
It's
you
like
read in
less than 100 pages or something. It's very straightforward to do.
It's a Mice and Men style length.
Of course, the whole way through, I'm just like, this is what they want. The capitalists, this is what they want from their workers. And I'm getting really into it.
The poor horse.
Yeah, like the one sentence summary on the weird chance that someone doesn't know it, but essentially the animals kick out the farmers and take over the farm, all as equals. But then the pigs take over sort of managing and organising because they're smarter. And then they completely take over and set up a tyranny, and then they actually start meeting with the other farms. And, you know, it turns out in the end, which is very sad, the other farmers come in to inspect and say, actually on this farm, the animals are worked harder than on any other farm in the country and get less rest time and like make less profit for it because the pigs are taking all the profit. So these animals are actually they think they're better off because they've overthrown the humans, but they're worse off than any other farm in America, basically. Wherever it's set. I think it's actually set in England, sorry. Any other farm in England.
Where it's set.
I think it is in England, because they sing Beasts of England, yeah. But in any case, it's interesting because there are these parallels, and that's kind of what happened. Think of, like, overthrowing the Tsars in Russia, and then you just end up with Lenin or something, you know.
Yeah. It's 1984, but for babies.
Yeah. But it was really, really nice. There's the old donkey, Benjamin, the whole time, who knows a little bit about what's going on, but doesn't... He's my favourite character, but he doesn't ever help.
Yeah.
So no matter what they say, he's just like, yeah, kind of seen this before, like, I know what's going on. Doesn't ever do anything, though.
Isn't a lot of this just too nail on the head, though? Like, you have the workhorse.
Of course, of the pigs. And,
dying there. Yeah, calling them pigs. But then you have, like, the female horse, or what was she? The consumerist one.
There's Clover, and then there's Molly, the cow who just goes off with her ribbons and is happy.
Well, maybe. I don't remember. It's been since 2012 since I read it. So, yeah.
But I just like Benjamin. The only thing is he springs into action at the very end when the horse is going to die. And it's kind of like, it's too late now. And he just keeps saying, I've never felt any better or any worse than I do now, and I probably never will. But that is kind of real life, you know? We vote for, like, now the Tories are in, now Labour's in, or whatever. It's like, cool. You'll never really feel any better off or any worse off than at any other time. It's just always the same. So he's kind of your pessimistic realist in a way. But of course Boxer is your workhorse, and he just wants to, he's kind of dumb, but he just wants to keep working, build the windmill, blah blah blah.
Pick himself up by his bootstraps and
cried. I literally cried, because it's not just that they exploit him for his work and they make him build the windmill and they don't value him and they work him and they overwork all the animals, and they keep cutting their rations of food. Meanwhile the pigs are like having whiskey ordered in, and you know, they're living it up large. So it really gets very dictatorial, and they have to stand aside when the pigs pass and all this type of stuff, and they have flags, and it gets very bad. But not only did they work him to death, they keep telling him, well, you'll be able to retire eventually. And when he gets so old, for the first time, that he falls, then they're like, cool, off to the glue factory with him then.
Yeah.
It's like, you couldn't even just let him retire. You couldn't just let him chill over there in the field. And that's the moment I cried, because I said, that's the most evil part of capitalism, you know?
Yeah, if it were a human, I think that would be completely not okay. For horses, though, it's interesting, because like if a horse breaks its leg, for example, it has to be put down, because it's impossible for it to ever be fixed.
Yeah, I mean, they do it in races.
Very, very difficult.
But I don't think he broke his leg. I think he just has his first fall, or he's not able to support the weight of like a big boulder. And then, of course, he finally realizes when they put him in the truck and it says glue factory, and the pigs gaslight everyone like, it's coming from the hospital. We're going to go there and give him a great time.
That's the part I remember the most.
At that part, finally the donkey springs into action and it's too late. And finally the horse realizes, and he's now too old and too weak to, you know, kick the doors out of the van the way he would have done a couple of years before and escaped. So it's kind of like, they've just been worn down by the system, and by the time they realize anything, it's too late. So I just cried at that moment. I was like, yeah, this is what they want. They want to work us till we die. Yeah, them capitalists. Fantastic book, though. I love Orwell. So that's Animal Farm.